When you're working with social media on behalf of an organization or a business, you want to make sure that you are very deliberate in the way in which you approach your audience. You want to try to craft messages that help spur discussions or engagement. Sometimes it's not always about direct selling of the products that you sell. I often talk about having some sort of messaging split. 80% of what you put out there on behalf of an organization should be engaging in itself and not be directly sales related. Only 20% of the time or less should you take the time to directly sell something. If a TV station had commercials on it 80% of the time, would anybody ever watch? And except for the QVC and those shopping networks, those are about the only ones that it really works to run infomercials or direct sales all the time. But they pale in comparison to ratings of TV stations, cable outlets that run programming. So the programming itself maintains the audience. So when you craft the message, just like we do here when we're administrating the lemonade stand page, we want to make sure that our messages that we post on our wall are engaging, that they're not just sales oriented. I'm going to give you a couple of examples of pages that do a good job with this. Marcus Movie Theaters owns about 50 different screens and multiplexes throughout Wisconsin and the Midwest. They're in Nebraska and Ohio and Minnesota and a bunch of other different states. As part of their messaging, they make sure that they engage with the audience, and it's all about entertainment. Obviously, the movie capping the end of the Breaking Dawn, the Twilight saga, has hit theaters. It's going to be a multi-million-dollar maker, possibly in the top 10 movie sales of all time. And Marcus Theaters, as part of that, did a contest, a trivia contest, a countdown to win. They gave away different prizes. They're constantly engaging with the audience. You can see that this post just mentioning the contest is going to go through that final weekend, the full weekend of the opener here. They're giving away a autographed poster, more than 190 likes, 9 different comments. They interacted with the public. The messages were engaging. Lincoln was a historical movie done by Steven Spielberg and his production company. They interacted about that. But more often than not, people don't go and engage with a business on their page. They usually engage in their own feeds. So here's my own feed, and you can see a radio station is doing a drive for Thanksgiving. And the way people interact with their post, they got 6 likes and a single share so far on this one, just showing how they are in reaching their goal. In Twitter, you can do the same sort of thing. Platypus Advertising and Design is a firm that I work for, and we try to make sure that when we are engaging the audience, we don't just tell them about the products we're working on, but we talk about social media. We talk about what's going on in different platforms. We use a blog on the site that will promote and talk about I talked about the endorsements in the presidential election, different items like that. We are not just constantly selling ourselves. Another site that does a decent job of putting messages together is the locally based Thrivent Financial for Lutherans. They are able to put messages out there that have nothing to do with selling insurance or having life insurance policies. Here they're running inspirational photos. They ask people to go ahead and submit it. However, Thrivent isn't very good at reacting to comments. You can see under recommendations, they would never recommend problems, and the company themselves never take the time to respond back to any of these people who've made comments, positive or negative. That's a definite don't. If you look at a page like Marcus, they're constantly interacting back. And another way not to treat it is just direct messaging, expecting no reply. A local radio station just constantly throws out stuff out there, and they're just relayed links to what's going on news, and they don't ever expect, and nobody ever will. I think that's why they only have such a limited audience.